Goldbridge. This is your latest Manchester United news and transfer news, as decision time for United seems to be pending on who we're going to go for in the midfield. We've got big updates around Alex Scott. Also, some more around Tchouameni and Santos from Romano. A few other bits as well. But let's dive straight into it because it's hot again this morning. And, we don't want to dwell on that. We want to get into this. And we'd like to have some hot Manchester United news as well. Minte is good. No, that's just... For a minute there, I thought somebody in the chat had an exclusive. It's just J1 talking about how he'd like Minte at Manchester United. Yeah, dream on. It's Brighton, mate. It's never going to happen. Okay, let's delve into the show straight away then. So the big story this morning really is in relation to Alex Scott. Is this the player that Manchester United are now homing in on? So Ben Jacobs is saying keep an eye on Alex Scott and Manchester United. There's also a report coming in from Spain saying that Man United have offered Tchouameni a lucrative 5-year deal. And Fabrizio Romano has given a Santos update as well. But we'll start off with Scott. This is what Ben Jacobs says. The Bournemouth midfielder is understood to be very high on United's shortlist, and the club have already made an initial approach. Bournemouth's stance remains that Scott is not for sale, with plans to offer him a new contract that would include a release clause for next summer. Despite that, clubs still believe a deal could be possible this summer. Man City, Arsenal, United interested. Bournemouth currently value Scott at around £80 million. Roots says it's a good deal. Look, I think that in relation to United right now, it's very hard to know what to believe. I'm sort of of the stance that if this transfer window goes the way I think it's going to go, and remember what we were talking about at the end of last night's show. If the transfer window is currently a 1 out of 10, because we like to rank the transfer window, if this transfer window is currently a 1 out of 10, how the bloody hell are we going to get it from 1 out of 10 to even an average 6 out of 10 from the 8th of July to the end of August? I think it's impossible. So I don't even know if United can even produce a decent transfer window anymore. What I would say is let's sit back and wait and see what they're going to do. However, if next season goes down the toilet because the midfield is shit, I hope that Wilcox and Barada and Sir Jim Radcliffe are going to sit and do an interview in front of the fans and say we're fucking useless. Put our hands up and say we're off. We're off, lads. We're absolutely shit. Because I've seen this before. I don't know why some of our fans are just so, relaxed about it. I've seen this before. Man United finished second with Jose Mourinho. He wanted to go for it again and they produced an absolute dog shit summer transfer window and he was sacked by Christmas. He was. And look, if you want to get a little bit nuanced, how's about this? Yes, Michael Carrick did very well from January to the end of the summer, to the end of the season, relying on park the bus tactics and counter-attacking and Bruno-centric football with 1 game a week. Amrim struggled, but he didn't get a midfielder. What if we'd bought a midfielder last summer? Maybe when we're trying to defend Leeds in the last 20 minutes and we've got Bruno and Casemiro with no legs and no positional sense, maybe if we'd bought a midfielder last summer, it might have worked out for Amrim as well. Ollie as well. Maybe if we hadn't bought Van der Beek and bought him the player he wanted, maybe that would have worked out. Ten Hag, maybe if they got him the players, maybe it would work. There's a recurring theme at this football club where we always end up saying, Ten Hag out, Amrim out, Jose out, Ollie out. And when you go back to it, the source of the problem is always the summer before. Always the summer before. So when this ends up with Carrick out, he's fucking useless, which he may well be, remember this summer transfer window because this will be the cause.